used to playing with.
Yeah.
Like we're used to playing with dudes. Cedric Houston was the number one player at Arkansas.
Yeah.
Jabbar Davis was like the number one or number two back in the country. One of the best players from Georgia. Derek Tinsley, Gerald Riggs. Like these are guys that were the best in their class, and they all came to Tennessee and they were fighting and clawing and scratching to get on the football field. That's what we're used to seeing. Arian Foster that wasn't ranked really high, but when he stepped on campus, you just knew he was different and special.
Well, he ended up being the cream of the crop.
He ended up being at one point the best back in the NFL.
Yeah.
We played with some dudes individually, and so the first year Heupel, it was okay. It wasn't anything to like do backflips about.
Right.
It was all right. And then last year you were in a bind preseason.
Yeah.
Big time bind. You went to the portal, got a player late with some character issues. It didn't work out. You had a player in Jabbar Small that was coming off major injuries from the year before, didn't know how durable he could be. And then you had Jalen Wright that you knew he cared based on the last play of the bowl game against Purdue. Like, he was distraught. Like, it hurt. And for me, that was good to see him respond that way.
I just didn't know why we did that.
What?
I mean, we ran him with 3 times in a row.
I mean,
give it to Hendon Hooker. The answer's easy.
Hey, he was open if somebody would have blocked. We missed the block. It would have been an easy touchdown.
Throw a fade to Sed Tillman, and then the last play of the game, I'm putting on Hendon Hooker's hand. I'm just telling you what I mean.
I understand.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you what I would have done.
I understand. I get it.
It would not have been give it to the freshman. No, we wouldn't have done that. Hendon, go ahead and take this thing.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm about to do this. I'm about to make a case for why running the ball in the situation is better than throwing to a wide receiver on the fade route, which is like one of my favorite routes. But like,
fade route on third down, and then on fourth down, run a flood concept, right? So
yeah.
Number one is the drag. Okay, that's not open. Throw it to the corner of the end zone, and if that's not open, look backside to the tight end, and if that's not open, Hendon Hooker, run this ball into the end zone.
Okay.
I mean, you know what I'm saying, but I'm not. I mean, listen, this is a novice. I'm not an offensive play caller, but I mean, it's just I would not have run a true freshman up the middle who's known for running high. I just wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, Dan. He body. I guess your pad level was something that Jalen Wright
his freshman year
need to work on, especially his freshman year. But if my man P. Fant would have hit his block, that would have been a touchdown. Now, I remember you were on the sideline in 2000 and
don't talk about the Alabama game.
I'm talking about the Alabama game.
2005.
Kevin. Well, no, not 5. As a coach, when Jared Garantano called his own number, because we ran that play multiple times, and if Jared would have ran the play that was called,
2020.
If Jared would have ran the play that was called, we're walking into the end zone because it was blocked perfectly.
Don't get me started.
So it goes back to my point at the beginning of the show. Do what you're coached to do. If you do what you're coached to do, then the coach won't be getting criticized when things don't go the way it's supposed to go. But we called that play, the play before, and we called it again, and it was blocked perfectly.
Yeah.
We would have walked in.
We called Xerox, y'all. They gave him a signal for Xerox. That means copy. Means run the same play again with Trey Smith pulling, and we had Kavarius Crouch at running back. Why? Because he's 245 pounds and really strong, so he's gonna be able to get this ball in.
So my point is, it's open. It works when you do what you're supposed to do and you carry out the assignment. So I get it. In hindsight, throw the fade to Sed on third down, but it was blocked. If it would have been blocked, when my man Fant, there's no drama about does Jalen Wright break the plane? Does he score? Does he not score? That's what I'm saying, man. Just do what you're supposed to do. Anyways.
Well, my kids and I, we were first guessing this. It's like, because on second down, we ran Jalen right in the middle. It was, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, and then we did it 2 more times and it didn't work.
I feel you. I understand.
Yeah, this is not a hindsight. This was their first guess. Like,
I get you.
What?
I get you.
I was like Vince Lombardi. What the hell's going on out here?
I was not happy about the outcome of that game. It took me about 3 weeks.
And so, to your point, I know we talk about players. They got to execute plays. There's a shared responsibility.
Yeah.
Because when that play gets called on 4th down, some folks is like, okay, I'm gonna hand this. You know, and obviously it didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't work out. It didn't work out. But that game, I'll bring up
Purdue. Oh my goodness,
dude, I know. I bring up that game because
it's like losing to Vanderbilt.
It mattered for Jalen Wright, and this last season, entering fall camp, Jabari Small had the wiggle, but Dylan Sampson had the best scrimmages. He broke a couple runs.
Yeah, he's talented.
Made some guys miss in space. Home run potential. He showed that and put that on display. As a group last year, 2,000 yards, 29 touchdowns. We were 6th in the SEC in rushing, 200 yards per game. Now, we were 1st in passing. And I think that's going to balance out more this year. I don't know if we're going to pass as efficiently and be as explosive as we were last year. We could, because you got Joe Milton. But I'm giving some credit to Hyatt, Darnell Wright, Hendon Hooker, Tillman, those guys that are departing. So I think the running game is going to be a little bit better. But I'm bringing up the group as a whole because Dylan Sampson is going from his freshman year to his sophomore year. We're going to see a big jump.
Yeah.
His run blocking, his run protection, his fundamentals, he's going to get stronger.
Crazy thing is, man, I met him over the summer. He's not a big dude, but he plays big.
Plays big.
He plays big.
Falls forward.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So Dylan Sampson, he's in. So like when you're a freshman, man, you just want to play.
Yeah.
I just want to play, man. I just want to play. But after your freshman year, the next thing you're thinking about is
the league.
You're thinking, no. Well, I mean, I guess
I'm thinking about what I need to do to get to the league.
Well, that. But on the team, you're thinking about starting. Yeah. So like a freshman year, you're like, oh, man, I just want to play. I know I ain't going to. Hey, it's kind of crazy for me to think about starting and expecting to start because all these guys are really, really good. And so I understand that. But after you play a full season.
I guess you started some games as a freshman.
Yeah, here and there. But like you want your name in that booklet. You want your name called on Jumbotron. Like you want to be a true starter when you hit your sophomore year because you've been there a year. You feel better about the guys around you and where you fit in. You're like, no, this is the year I'm starting. Well, I'm about to start this year.
Unfortunately, Jason, I can't identify with that.
I'm sorry, but
I was starting already.
My bad. I mean, I started some games my freshman year too, but I'm just speaking in general here. But as a freshman, you go through the adjustment phase. Your sophomore year, man, you want to start. Like you want to make that the next move. And I think that's the move that Dylan Sampson, the personal goals for him, I think that's something that he wants to do. And if he doesn't want to do it, then something is wrong. And then you got Jabari Small. That's, dude, he's been a warrior.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, and I know this better than anybody because we played fight through injuries. Man, sometimes if you're not the same version yourself, it's hard, man. And mentally it's tough. And so if he can't go, then he can't go. But Jalen Wright was Tennessee's best running back last year.
Yeah. And
I think he's going to take a huge step. We saw the home run potential Vanderbilt. We saw what he did at Clemson, amongst SEC caliber defenders. He's running away from people. And so I just like our group, K. Simon. I like our group at running back, which is why I picked them as the thing that I'm sure that we will see do well. All right, so let's go to what you are unsure about. What are you unsure about this Tennessee football team heading into the season?
Well, all wide receiver core. I mean, you lose the 2022 Blitnikoff winner.
A lot of points, man. A lot of touchdowns, a lot of yards.
You lose an all-SEC receiver in Seth Tillman. A lot of production. that you're losing. And yeah, the offense is built to take advantage of speed and space, and take advantage of matchups, putting your skilled perimeter players, in positive position to make yards. But I was scrolling through Twitter and just came across. I want to give my man credit if it comes up that way. Nah, it didn't. But my guy, he tweeted, Tennessee fan. He's like, it just said the best night of my life, and it was highlights from the Alabama game, and we're watching Jalen Hyatt just run by people.
Yeah.
And when you don't have that, that's a blanket to give any head coach, any offensive coordinator, any quarterback comfort. You know what? Everything can be wrong, but Jalen Hyatt's just going to run by anybody. So I know I'm going to sleep well tonight.
Get that speed, yeah.
Yeah, that speed. And it's a luxury that the vast majority of people, you don't have. Somebody that can really, truly has dynamic speed to take the top off. But we had it last year. We don't have that this year. So, I think just these guys are going to have to ante up. So when you lose those two guys, you got Jimmy Callaway transferred to Louisville. You got Jimmy Holiday transferred to Western Kentucky. And they provide depth. Callaway's really talented, man, to be totally honest.
He really is.
Yeah, he's a talented dude, man. Like, I didn't like losing him because I felt like he could have really flourished under Kelsey Pope's tutelage in this offense. But you lose Jimmy Holiday, you lose Walker Merrill, guys that have contributed and provided depth. And it seems like everybody points to Deontay Thompson that just transferred in from Oregon. And to be totally honest, I've seen very little of him on film, right? So I got to kind of reserve some judgment. But just we're going to scout stats, and stats don't always tell you the whole picture. But in 2022, Deontay Thompson, 17 receptions, 333 yards for 1 touchdown at Oregon.
Thornton.
Right?
Dante Thornton.
Thornton. Sorry.
Yeah, Dante Thornton.
Dante Thornton. Now, he averaged 21.5 yards a catch, which is a big number. But when you look at it, at Oregon, he was the 5th leading receiver on his team. And really, the only, he had a catch. He had a catch against Eastern Washington for 41 yards. He had another catch against, I think, Washington for his 46-yard touchdown. That was a long touchdown. And then he exploded against Utah. Mm-hmm. He had a big game, but he had one big game really last year. I think it was 9 receptions for 151 yards. Against Utah. If you're telling me that we're putting our hopes and fortunes on this young man coming in and doing anything like what's said in jail, I just have my reservations about that. And I get that Brew McCoy's coming back, and we love Brew. Brew is a possession receiver, similar to yourself, similar to a Ced Tillman, but I think he's a lesser version than a Ced Tillman, a lesser version than yourself. I think he's going to make plays, but he's not somebody he's not a dynamic runner after the catch, and he doesn't have Ced's ability to play above the rim. And like just that wide catch radius, and you had it too, that if the ball's anywhere in the area, coach, you guys are coming down with it. I mean, he makes 50-50 catches, but it's not like that. You know what I'm saying?
Can I push back?
Yeah.
I think it's totally fair to be unsure, because when you look at numbers of anybody transferring in, you're like, I don't know. I mean, you first ask yourself, why you in the portal? So usually guys who are really good that are don't enter the portal most of the time. There are reasons where guys are good and they didn't have the success that they were expecting, and the coaches didn't use them properly, or they just need a new change of scenery. That happens. I think it's fair if you look at his numbers and go, hold on with the hype. Hold on. Let me ask some questions. Let me poke some holes in this thing. Let me be devil's advocate here. I understand it completely, but I'll say this: what did we say about Hendon Hooker when he joined? We looked at his numbers, looked at his time at Virginia Tech, and we was like, I mean, he's better than Jarrett. Like we wasn't impressed by Hendon's numbers at Virginia Tech, but we were like, man, he's gonna be better than Garantano, so I guess let's go. The year prior to last year, what did Jalen Hyatt do? He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. How about Javonte Payton? His 3 years in college, 3 or 4 years in college.
Yeah, Mississippi State.
He didn't really do a lot. And he's the guy that always possessed that speed. So I'll throw another one at you. How about Velus Jones, who didn't do much during his career? Brew McCoy didn't do anything in his career. So I just gave you 5 dudes that didn't do anything prior to Josh Heupel. Now, Hyatt had Josh Heupel for a year and didn't handle his business right, his words, and then woke up, and then boom. So, like, I give you those examples to say, all right, Dante Thornton, no, he didn't do anything at Oregon. But look at many of the examples of when Heupel took a dude that possesses speed like Thornton, 6'5", 205, and I've heard a lot of people say just as fast as Jalen Hyatt. And that's just freakish when you think about it. I think about Robert Meacham when I think about just as fast as Hyatt, because Meacham was 215, 6'3", and was 4'36".
Yeah, he's rolling.
So like when I think of Dante Thornton being just as fast as Hyatt, I'm thinking 205, 6'5", low 4.4s. That'll work. Yeah. And Heupel using him properly, I think he can be very, very, very successful. So I'm in wait and see mode, just like you. I'm in wait and see mode. I understand why you're unsure, because you look at what he did at Oregon, and it's not that much. And I asked you during the break, or actually during when the internet went out, I was like, Bo Nix is an NFL quarterback. Why would you want to leave an NFL quarterback?
Yeah, and the thing I said is like, well, Oregon, the receivers haven't been great at Oregon for some years now. Now they just had a regime change, right? Kenny Dellinger was the offensive coordinator last year. Did a good job, and then just got the Arizona State job. So I don't know if that led to him transferring. But the thing I said to you is, who wouldn't want to play in this offense? Especially as a receiver.
I want to play in it now. Let me get like a couple catches, man. Let me get a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Juwan passed me up on the all career touchdown receptions list in Tennessee. Let me get a couple catches so I can get my spot back. Yeah, I want to play it in now.
I feel so. I completely can see why Thompson would want to transfer and be over here. I just and I love your examples. Now, just like having knowledge of Hendon Hooker and watching, because we studied him when he was at Virginia Tech. The skill people that he had at Virginia Tech around him.
There's Boo Boo.
There was Boo Boo. There was dog water. As my youngest son would say, "You're dog water."
Goodness gracious. You teaching that trash talk? That's pretty good. Like if I'm going up against the DB and the DB calls me dog water, that's gonna hit me in my soul.
Sheesh.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
I'm dog water. Oh man, I didn't get my mind right. Oh my goodness, that's a hard hitting insult right there.
He cracks me up every time he says that.
Dog water.
But yes,
dog water.
So we felt like, all right, but this guy has some poise, has some leadership, and what he did in the run game, like he ran for 161 yards against Boston College. I mean, his legs were a big part of their offense in terms of running the football. That's really all they had.
Yeah.
Just be able to run the football. We felt like, all right, well, we put him here, got some skilled people, hey, we'll be all right. So even though his numbers were not great at Virginia Tech, like style of play, some of that, it felt like it would translate. The X factor to me is Kelsey Pope. because I saw what Kelsey Pope did with Bayless Jones. The time that he spent, and this is when he was an offensive analyst at this time. But he's really the one that helped Bayless Jones solve the riddle, and then ultimately be a 3rd-round pick.
Dude, I'm so glad Kelsey Pope is a receiver coach. I'm so glad we made that change happen, whether we made it or not, or facilitated it or not. I'm glad it happened.
Not saying anything negative about anyone else, but yes, it was a positive change.
Correct.
And we have all seen what the positive changes are have happened because of it, from his ascension from analyst to wide receivers coach. So, Pope has a way of being able to meet guys where they're at, and he's going to be able to whatever Thompson's capable of doing.
Thornton.
Gosh, I'm sorry,
it's
Thornton.
Okay. I call Chase Burns Jordan Burns for forever.
All right.
I get those two mixed up all the time, so it happens.
I got you. I know who Chase Burns is, but whatever Thornton is capable of accomplishing, I feel confident about Kelsey Pope's ability to get that out of him. But we need a difference maker on the outside. I don't see him right now,
and it's okay because we haven't seen him. Like, he didn't do anything during the spring, so how are we gonna see him? So it's totally fair for you to be unsure about Dante Thornton. And honestly, I could be unsure too because I haven't seen him. I haven't put my own eyes on him. We've heard people who have put their eyes on him say, oh, yeah, he's going to be a pro guy for us. Or, Phil Steele says, yeah, he's going to be great this year in Tennessee's offense. But until we see it, it's okay to be unsure about it. Okay, let's take a break. And when we come back, I want you to share what you are. I'm going to share what I'm unsure of, and then we'll discuss that. So You're sure about Joe Milton. You're unsure about our receiver depth. And I'm going to push back a little bit on that too. Not that I disagree, but I'm going to kind of share my thinking with the wide receiver unit, and then I'm going to share with you what I'm unsure of, and I'm pretty sure you're going to push back as well because it's on defense.
I'm not going to push back. It's very obvious what you're unsure about, and I'm in total agreement with you. Okay. The only reason I didn't pick them is because it's just very obvious.
It's because it's your defensive guys. You didn't want to jump on your defensive guys. You trying to have their back.
I got eyes, man. I can see the warts.
865.
We all see the warts, Jason.
865-255-03. We'll be right back.
Just because you can't call in doesn't mean that you have to sit on the sideline. Impact the show with a text box. It's part of the free Swain Event app.
What's up, fellas? It's Swain. When it comes to health, there are numbers every man needs to know, including your testosterone number. I recommend going to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy to get your levels checked, and it's only $25. You walk in, take a simple blood test, and with their on-site lab, you'll know your results in 25 minutes. Low testosterone levels can make you feel tired and grumpy, can cause lack of motivation and drive. It can raise your cholesterol, cause weight gain, and loss of muscle mass. Go to lowtcenter.com now to book your appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare. Freedom Motors is the local pre-owned car dealer who does more for you than any other dealer around. You want convenience? You can check out their entire line of vehicles online at freedommotorstn.com. And when you find what you like, they'll bring the vehicle right to your door. That's a dealer who cares about you and your time. Shop Freedom Motors today, and let's get you in your new ride.
What's up, Swain Event family? It's great to be on board. This is Taylor Hawkins with Modern Woodman Fraternal Financial, and I have one question for you. When was the last time you have slowed down and evaluated your financial situation? Just like the Vols, a great game plan leads to victory. Let us help you achieve your financial goals with a custom-made game plan. No matter what stage of life you're in, protecting your family and hard-earned money is important. So let one of our local and trusted financial professionals secure your future by visiting one of our 10 branch offices across Tennessee, or give us a call locally at 865-312-5638. And remember, go Vols.
Dead End Barbecue has you covered when you need the food to be on point for your next event. Go to deadendbbq.com to learn more or call 865-414-9417. Dead End Barbecue, the catering search is over.
Hey there, Swain Event crew. Just like fall sports, the Knoxville area real estate market is strong and growing stronger. We're an everything region. When you get the big orange itch to buy, sell, or invest, call me, Jennifer Morris with Keller Williams Realty at 865-257-7897 or email me at jennifermorris865@gmail.com. Go Vols!
Looking for a different way to enjoy the show?
Yes!
Then check out Swain Event TV on YouTube.
Swain Event, SwainEvent.com, fueled by Dead End Barbecue. Top 100 barbecue restaurant in America, 865-255-03. Joined by Kevin Simon,
Yes,
former
sir.
Tennessee linebacker, NFL scout. I was on the coach staff at Tennessee as well. You want to hear some of the feedback I've gotten, Kevin,
Yeah.
since Tuesday?
The people. Let's see what the people got to say.
Let me pull up my my text messages here. These are personal messages that I got about your presence here with us this week.
Oh, gosh. Be easy, folks.
I got a text yesterday. Swain, glad y'all are back in the AM. K. Simon is a great choice for a guest co-host.
Appreciate it.
I've been meaning to tell you about something, and he hit on it yesterday. I love the X's and O's of football and would love a better understanding. So, you breaking down the triangle defensively,
Yeah.
like that was good stuff. And I had someone personally send me a message mentioning that. So I just want to share that with you, my friend.
Man, appreciate the love, man.
865-255-03. Let me go to the Beatty Chevrolet text box this morning. July, big month for you if you're looking for a vehicle. Big red tag sale going on at Beatty Chevrolet. All inventory marked down with our best price on the windshield. Get your biggest savings on our largest inventory in years, up to $10,000 off. Like Beatty Chevrolet, it's like family. I was over there yesterday. We talked 5 minutes of business and 35 minutes of life and family. And we've purchased a car there. My brother has purchased a car there. And so Beatty Chevrolet, they're committed to doing things the right way. Go to their website, BeattyChevrolet.com. Nelson from Jackson says, I like how Kevin Simon politely called you slow. Quote, possession receiver. Just kidding. I know what I was. Like I knew my role. I knew how my skill set changed after injuries. I had to accept that. It is what it is. It is what it is. Made plays. Possession receivers, man.
Definitely made plays.
It gets such a negative connotation. Everybody can't run low 4.3s and low 4.4s. Not everybody can do that, but that doesn't mean you still can't make plays. All right, let me get to the phones, and let's get to our guy, Turkey Man. Turkey Man, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, Ben's got a little bigger or something.
Ben
put
got
on weight over
tan.
there.
Ben got tan,
Yeah,
and he got
tan.
swole.
Yeah, be bigger. I noticed how much bigger he is than normal. That's where I noticed. Hey, I don't have no problem or even concerned about the offense. I do have problems or concerned about our starting quarterback because what I've seen in the past. But the defense is where I am looking for us to make a jump. And Kevin being a defensive-minded guy, give me some hope that our defense is going to be better and probably a force this year in places. Because I did see a light at the end of the tunnel last year. We just didn't have enough horses. But I'll get out of here and let's see. And good to have you, Kevin. Good to have you on board there. And look forward to whatever the future brings. Talk to you later.
Oh man, thank you for Turkey Call, Turkey Man. Good to hear from you.
Turkey man, great to hear from you, man. With the defense,
Can I stop you right quick?
yeah, go on.
I think there's a perception that the defense was bad. I don't think it was that bad. We just could have been a whole lot better in key moments. I mean, this is a defense that has had to be overly aggressive because of some personnel, I think, deficiencies. When you look at some of our numbers, as far as plays made behind the backfield, like tackles for loss, like we were one of the best in the league. But the yardage given up in the air it was dreadful. 13th in the league, and a lot of that can be sometimes when you're up and teams are throwing the ball and stuff like that. But the Carolina game wasn't like that. Georgia game wasn't like that. And we know we got to do a better job in the secondary. But I think that there's this thought that the defense was just bad. And I don't think it was bad, but obviously it needs to get better, and there's no doubt about that.
No, the defense isn't bad. I mean, I obviously now I think people need to and I had to come to grips with this.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to play complementary football because what's the mission?
Win the game.
So we got to accomplish the mission.
Yeah.
You play to win the game.
You play to win the game. Sorry, Kev, you can get loud.
So with that thought in mind, it's going to be hard for, in terms of us having a top 2 defense in the SEC. Folks, I'm telling you, it's not going to happen anytime soon. And the reason why it's not going to happen is because the way that we play, our defense plays more plays than damn near anybody in the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that thought in mind, with people getting behind and then being on the field so much, and listen, if you're playing 90 plays, you're going to lose your legs. I'm sorry. There's just no way to get around it. But to your point, Jason, when we need a stop, we need to get a stop, and we weren't always able to do that. Like, let's think about Alabama game and Bryce Young going for over 500 on us. When we needed to get a stop, we weren't always able to get that stop. We just had to outscore other people. So I think
dropped the ball. Gibbs dropped the game-winning touchdown. I mean, that's why we had opportunity to win that game and did it. But
if he doesn't drop that ball, you can take him to Steak and Shake because it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's So we got to mention that. Sorry, man. I'll shut up.
No. That was very insightful.
Yeah,
very insightful. We needed it, but I think the key for this defense is getting better in the secondary. And Turkey Man, as much as I'd like to be able to ease your concerns and give you some comfort, I'm not going to be able to do that today, brother, because I think we are all concerned about the secondary. But, we'll see, because we do come after people at times. We also play a good bit of zone defense, right? Because, when we have matched up, man, it hasn't always looked great. So, Turkey Man, I'm right here with you, brother. We need some more cornerbacks with man ability, the ability to just lock down receivers, which we don't necessarily have at this moment. You can't feel good about that. So
totally fair.
Yeah, got to get recruiting.
Totally fair. So the position or the thing I'm unsure about this football team is secondary. It is corner play. It is speed at safety and making sure we're taking the right angles. And so I look at our turnovers that we were able to force per game, which was 8th in the SEC. Kevin, when you were inside of those coaching meetings with Jerry Pruitt, was there like a number of turnovers per game you wanted to create? What was the goal? Was there a goal preseason to be top 4 in the league. Everybody wants to be the best defense in the league in terms of taking away the ball. But, like, did y'all set a goal of how many turnovers we want to force per game and where do we want to be in the SEC at the end of the season? Did y'all do that?
Yeah. So the job of the defense is to do what? It's to take the ball away.
Mm-hmm.
Your job as a defender is to get the ball back. So our goal was 3 turnovers a game.
Okay.
That was the goal. Because if we take the ball away 3 times, and our offense doesn't give it away any, in terms of just the percentages of football, I want to say it's you win at an 89% clip when you have a turnover margin of +3.
Okay. So that's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That is great to know for our listeners. Regardless of how successful Pruitt was as a coach, he was a damn good defense coordinator in the SEC and at Florida State. And so knowing that benchmark goal, and I'm pretty sure a lot of defensive coordinators around the country have that +3 turnover margin goal. And so for our listeners, I think that's really, really cool to know that from you, from the inside. Look, all right, so last year, 1.9 turnovers per game, which was 8th in the SEC. We averaged 0.9 interceptions per game, which was 8th in the SEC. We only had 11 interceptions for the entire season. No one had 3. It was like a bunch of 2s, a few 1s. It was a few 2s and a bunch of 1s.
Yeah.
Passing yards allowed, we were 13th in the league. Only Vanderbilt was worse. But you have to take that with a grain of salt because of what we just talked about. We're going to be up. Our offense is going to put up a lot of points. We're going to play a lot of plays. So our defense is going to be on the field a lot. And so you mentioned, I don't care how good your defense is, your legs are going to go away around 90 plays. And I remember when Clemson beat Alabama in the national championship game. This is when Deshaun Watson went off.
Yeah.
Alabama was knocking up you know what out of Clemson at the beginning of the game.
Early in the
game. You remember when Mike Williams caught that ball across the middle? They put him to sleep.
Ooh.
Alabama was bringing that wood.
Yeah.
But Alabama was unable to score, and they put the defense in a bind. And later in that game, Clemson, because they ran the total plays up, Alabama's defense.
They got gas.
They got gas, man. And so I don't care how good your defense is, 80, 90 plays, man, that's hard to play. And so your point about don't expect Tennessee's defense to be number 1, number 2 in the league anytime soon.
Not as long as we play offense this way, we will never be in the top 2 or really in the top 3 in the league.
And that's okay.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, and that's okay. But I look at Tennessee going out in the portal, getting Gabe Judy Lally from BYU, who has experience playing in the SEC at Vanderbilt. Tennessee went out and brought in five players in the secondary. I don't think it's a coincidence that all 5 players were early enrollees. Jordan Matthews, Ricky Gibson, Christian Collier, John Slaughter, Jack Luttrell, and then Gabe Judy Lally, like I just mentioned. So with the added pieces, that's 6. You got Kamal Hadden coming back that we've heard really good reports from him from the spring. Right now, may be the leader in the clubhouse of one of the corner positions. So you could have a bad year, do some self-reflection, get better, and have a better season next year. That could happen, and I hope it happens for Kamal Hadden. So my questions about the secondary is, all right, it's 3rd down and 8. It's 3rd down and 6. We going to let them just catch it in front of us and pick up a first down? Or we're going to have confidence to get up and prevent them throwing the ball at the sticks and be aggressive and be able to play more man, more athletes, better technique, maybe be able to play a little bit more man and be more aggressive. So down on distance recognition, are we going to be able to play the ball in the air better? I think about an awesome play that was made last year by Slaughter versus Kentucky. Did a great job of pinning the receivers to the sideline on the go route, turned his head at the right moment, high point. It was picture perfect. It was drill tape material. Are we going to do more of that? And so what are we going to see at safety? That's a big question for me. Are we going to see more of Wesley Walker in there, who proved that he belonged last year and maybe should have played a little bit more? So, I'm unsure about the secondary, man. That's like everybody.
Yeah, for sure. So, you hit on Danico. Danico's a hell of a player and really is blossoming at corner. The guy that I'm really excited to see now that he's getting time at corner is Christian Charles. Christian Charles has all the ability in the world. And really he has NFL starter ability at corner. He's played safety because he's smart, but really, with his movement and his speed and his ability to his long speed, his ability to control routes in the deep area of the field, and his ball skills. I feel like if we go ahead and just put him at corner, that it'd be best for our secondary. The one alarming statistic to me, with all the plays and we're 13th in the league in pass yards given up, but only got 11 interceptions. That's an alarming statistic because we don't have enough ball production in the secondary. Don't have enough guys who are comfortable playing the ball. Warren Burrell, and this is hopefully he's exercised this demon. And Warren and I, we've talked about damn near every time I see him. He's tired of me talking about it.
Here come Kevin.
No. But he's a coachable kid. He's a great kid. But Warren, he has a thing to where he panics when the ball's in the air. When it's coming his way, that ball goes up, his heartbeat starts. Alontae Taylor used to do the same thing, right? But then he exercised the demon at the end and ended up being a second-round pick at the Saints. So it'll be interesting to see if Warren Burrell, because he gets handsy, he grabs, he fouls, and gets PI penalties on top of not playing the ball well. So, if Warren's out there as one of our corners, this is something he's going to have to, come around on. But as a group, they got to play the ball better than what they have. So that's one point. The second point is, so on third down, what's our identity? It's 3rd and 6. We need to stop. We need to get off the field. What's our identity? Well, to this point, it's really been 3-fire zone blitz. It's really been to come after the quarterback. And when you're doing that, you're playing 3-3 fire zone. You're not going to get too technical, but so you got if it's a 2-by-2 formation, everybody can imagine. So you got 2 wide receivers on one side of the field, 2 wide receivers on the other side of the field, running back in the backfield, and we're gonna bring 5. We're gonna blitz 5, and then we have 6 folks for the coverage operation. You got a safety or nickel corner that's going to be playing on the number 2 receiver inside. And it's really more of a man technique. We call it seam flat. And then on the other side, again, safety, nickel, going to be taking the seam flat player. And what he's told is you got him up or out man to man. Any inside cut, you're going to deliver him to the next available defender, which is going to be the middle hook player. Whichever linebackers drop in middle hook over number 3, he's going to be the middle hook player. So you kind of deliver the guy to the next available defender on the inside cut. Any vertical or outside cut is basically man to man. And then on the outside with the corners, they're really playing a man technique, even though they by book they have a third, and then you have a middle of the field safety. We just haven't played those routes real snug, and we give up some throws underneath. So
hitches and the slants and things like that.
People have learned that they can just on 3rd and 6, they can throw the hitch, they can throw the quick out, they can throw the slant, and go ahead and convert for a first down. So, hopefully, in a perfect world, we like to see Coach Banks feel more confident, with our players' man ability, their ability to match up man and deny the football. But to this point, we haven't seen it. So,
it's not, and that's not a Banks problem. To me, not entirely. I think a lot of people like to point the finger at Banks, but like, do you want to put guys that are not able to run like you need them to, put them in situations to where they get beat, and you give up 3-play drive for 80 yards, or you say, all right, well, you get this one first down, but we're banking on at some point you're going to have a penalty that sets you back, or we'll make a play, or you kick a field goal. Yeah. We're gonna score 6. So like, I think when you look at one-on-ones during the course of fall camp and practice, and you see our DBs going one-on-one versus our receivers, and if they're not winning, how do you feel confident playing a man in the game?
They usually get to eat up.
Yeah, so like, you know what I'm saying? So if you Banks, you're not going to play man in the game. And that's why I think this fall camp is so important. I wish we had more receivers that were healthy, but I get how spring is, because I wanted to see Dante Thornton and Ramel Keaton and a lot of our receivers get at our DBs to help them get better, because iron sharpens iron. Yes, so we'll see that during the fall. But I get why we played how we played defensively last year based on the personnel.
Yeah, and even like so what I'm saying, the 3-3, so 3 fires on blitz. Anywhere I've ever been, the corner's going to play it a little snugger than what we do. Mm-hmm. And part of the reason is it goes back to complementary football. It's like, hey, we can't give up the big one. We'll give them this little one here. Basically, you're waiting for the offense to mess it up.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Because if you make an offense have to earn every blade of grass and just matriculate down the field, most offenses, especially in college, they ain't gonna do it.
LSU game.
Yeah,
I think LSU game is a perfect example.
Yeah,
like we got up early, and then we made them, because we were good offensively too. We made them have to take some chances, and Daniels was uncomfortable taking kind of what the defense gave him. He was kind of trying to do a little bit more, and then at times he wouldn't do anything at all because he was afraid of making mistakes. But the moment the offense makes a mistake, it's over. And then also I think about the Florida game when Billy Napier went for multiple times on 4th down because he knew he had to be able to catch up. I want to go back to your point about Christian Charles. His freshman year, he was playing. He's 6'1", and I was like, okay, he gonna be all right.
Yeah,
I saw it in Christian Charles. I was like, he's gonna be okay. Last year, injuries and his confidence was shaken, like to the point where you couldn't even put him out there. If he gets that handled and he's healthy, I'm with you, man. He does have a chance to play at the next level. And I remember Emmanuel Mosley would get torched here, but he still had some signs of a guy that at some point could be really good for you and had a chance to play at the next level. And I see what you see in Christian Charles. I do.
Yeah. So in my opinion, Christian Charles is the most talented guy back there, period. And I feel like they would do him a great service and do us a great service by putting him in one position and leaving him there. And that position needs to be corner.
Yeah.
Just one guy's opinion. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Something can be said for, mastering one position.
Yeah, just want to master your craft, man.
Yeah. Donovan says on the Beatty Chevrolet text box, take the South Carolina game out, and it wasn't that bad. But you can't take that game out, unfortunately. But the Kentucky game, defense was on lock. Yeah, I feel like Georgia game, man. That they hit too many plays on the outside.
Yeah.
Too many guys that really hadn't done anything. It was all the Brock Bowers show in the passing game for so long. But man, we saw Ladd McConkey have a
Everybody
career. Like that.
other than Black.
No, that wasn't it for me, man. That was unacceptable for me. I mean, I can live with getting beat by Brock Bowers because he's the best tight end I've seen in college in a long time. Ooh. So, but when you let guys that hadn't broke 300 yards in October for the season, you let them get funky on you like we did in the bowl game against Purdue, then that's an issue. So we got to clean that up. Rodney and Austell says, what about Webb and Laycock? Nathan Laycock, the freshman receiver coming in. We had a conversation about our receiver group, and then Caleb Webb, the redshirt freshman. Man, I think this receiver group has a chance to be deeper. What I mean by deeper is more guys that you trust.
Yeah.
Because last year it was Brew McCoy after a certain point, because Brew was learning a new system. He had a procedure done last year in the offseason, and so he was still getting used to everything. It took him some time. We did a really good job of simplifying it for him, too, while he came along. But, like, the only proven guy entering last season as a wide receiver was Cedric Tillman.
Yeah.
That was the only proven guy. Yeah. That was it. Hyde, based on the year before, hadn't done anything.
But the year before he had run by some people.
Bama.
And you saw shades of.
You did. Yeah. But you go by the previous year, and the previous year wasn't that great under Heupel. You saw what he did in Pruitt his freshman year.
Yeah, in the previous year, if they wanted to put Jalen out there, he could have been doing some of what he did last year. For whatever reason, they didn't put him out there, which I didn't really understand. But that was the decision.
Yeah, I mean, Heupel's first season, Jalen was starting and had a couple drops, deep ball drops, and
you know what?
Yeah.
And then he had the concussion against Pittsburgh, and then you damn there didn't see him no more.
Yeah, so
but he was fighting the ball. I remember that.
Yeah. He had his chances, man. He had his chances.
He was dropping them
for sure. Yep. Because remember, Walker Merrill had his chances too. So that group had their chances early, and then that's when Valus took over in the slot, and then things started really cooking. So, entering last season, the only proven receiver was Tillman. But now you look at this season, K. Simon, Brew McCoy proven. Yeah. He had a whole year of production. Ramel Keaton, he had his best year.
Yeah.
I mean, he made big plays in big games. And then Squirrel White, he had some big plays, late in the season.
Yeah.
So there's three guys right there that made plays for us last year. And then you added Dante Thornton, which, hey, it's unsure to be. It's fair and okay to be unsure because the stats at Oregon not that great. We didn't see him at spring, and so we don't know what to expect him coming in. But based on recent evidence, receivers typically do well transferring in. So we expect him to be okay. And then, you got Webb, who did not play, but entering his second year. Nimrod, who did not play, entering his second year. And then you have very talented Laycock. So I think depth-wise, maybe better, but hard to say that when you look at the production of Tillman and Hyatt, what they had here at Tennessee in the last two seasons. But you're entering this year with more guys that have played and made big plays and are proven.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to relate to this because with you and Meacham, we felt like we had two difference makers on the outside. And a difference maker does what? He does exactly that. He makes a difference. And I just don't see the difference maker at this point.
Yeah, that's okay. We're going to hit the text box. But first, let me tell you about Hiller and what they have going on this summer. Special deals going on for the rest of the month to help you stay cool, be happy. And you can do that by tackling necessary home system replacements. When you purchase a new HVAC system, Hiller's going to give you 2 Yeti Trailhead camper chairs, a Yeti Panga waterproof backpack, the 28-liter version. Also, the Tundra 75, that's the big cooler. And in addition to everything else, 2 Yeti tumblers for free. So that's 4 different items. Basically like 6 items when you count it all in totality. But that's the special going on with Hiller. When you purchase a new HVAC system, they're going to load you up with some Yeti gear. This is the perfect time of the year to have it because yesterday it was like 90-something degrees and temperatures are only going up. So make sure you call Hiller so you can stay cool, so you can stay comfortable all summer long. So if you know you need to replace that HVAC unit, this is the month to do it. Hiller's work is always backed by their Happy You'll Be or service is free guarantee. For more details, visit them online at happyhiller.com. All right, I'm going to go to the Beatty Chevrolet text box, K. Simon, and we're going to call it a day. Raleigh Vol said, yeah, that's a crazy haul from Yeti. That is a lot of stuff from Yeti. So I'm telling you, if you're looking for an HVAC unit, if I can get another one, I would. But I got a new HVAC unit from Hiller last summer. People in the text box are back in the portal and asking any news why. So if this just happened, we've been here. I don't know right now. But no, shortly after the show, after I make a couple calls and a couple text messages here and there.
We'll get back to you.
Yeah, that ain't a problem. We'll find out. But no, I did not know. Have not been paying attention to the news while doing the show. Man, I've been locked in. They're practicing. There's new guys there, and if you hit the portal, and it's how do you know you're not gonna get playing time right now? It's the off season. I mean, it ain't even a game yet.
Well, I mean, if you're third on the depth chart,
I mean, how do you know you're third on the depth chart already right now? Maybe I don't.
who knows?
Yeah, I see a tweet from On 3 Sports 17 minutes ago. 8 points per game, almost 9 rebounds a game at Harvard last season. So, hey man, it's about fits. And if you ain't happy here after being here, I will hit the portal too. And the thing about the transfer portal, it's so accelerated. When you hit the portal, man, you don't have that much time to really build a relationship with different staffs. Yeah. And you basically take one visit. Like when you are a recruit now, you take multiple visits.
Yeah.
You want to pop up on them when like they're not expecting you. All right, you keep your house clean when you're not expecting company, because everyone can make the house look good on official visits. Yeah. But pop up on an unofficial visit. Pop up and see the culture. Build that relationship with that coach. And I just feel like these transfers, man, they got to make a quick decision. Yeah. And sometimes they make a decision, they get there, and they feel like it's the wrong one. So I get it. I understand just from that side of it, but I'll find out more about what actually happened. Yeah. And we'll discuss it on Tuesday.
And it feels like some kids transfer now just because they can. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, well, this isn't exactly what I thought it was going to be. Well, I mean, welcome to life. Life isn't always what you think it's going to be. But the thing I don't like about it is instead of pulling your big boy jeans up and making the decision right to go wherever you chose to go with in the first place, it's like these kids, they run from competition now more than ever. They run from adversity now more than ever. And that's not life. It's not, I mean, I guess, I feel like Father Time sitting on my chair, but some of these folks are in for a rude awakening just as they go and move forward, not just with their athletic careers, but after, because life deals you some blows, and I know everybody listening understands, like, life is hard, and
very hard.
Yeah, I mean, and you're going to go through adversity. How do you respond? How do you pick yourself up off the mat? how do you adapt, improvise, and overcome whatever the obstacle may be? And I feel like it just feels like we're doing the youth of today or some of these college athletes a major disservice in letting them run at the first sign of trouble.
I agree with you. I do want to ask you, in addition to your take, is there times when you encourage a young person to go to the portal and the portal is the right decision? Because I feel like two things can be true at the same time. The portal has taught young student athletes how to just run from the smallest bit of adversity and smallest bit of competition. But at the same time, I do feel like there are times when you do need to get into the portal. Do you feel the same way? Like, or when is the right time for a young man or a young woman to get into the portal and go to another school?
I mean, obviously everybody's situation is different. I feel like, and no one's putting toothpaste back in this tube, but I felt like when you had to sit for a year to do it, and then people still transferred at times, not as rampant as it is now, but in those instances, people left for whatever was the right reason for them. They were leaving for the right reasons because they had to make a sacrifice in that they weren't going to be eligible for the next year.
Yeah, so you won't see that come back?
No, I mean, honestly, I like that a hell of a lot better than what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's
Because-
crazy right now.
Well, I mean, and it's to go to the point. So Chase Burns, he's gone. I get it, but here's a notice for everyone, for every coach out there. If you didn't know, which these coaches, they do know this, you have to recruit a player, not just when you recruit him out of high school, not just when you're trying to get him from the transfer portal. You have to now recruit these players every single day. Every single day they're with you, you have to continue to recruit them.
100%. And sometimes it's harder to recruit them when you have them, or keep them when you have them.
And I guess that was the part with Chase Burns. It was harder to keep him, when you had him. But I think it's just a reality. There is no like harsh reality or dose of reality or all right, we got you. Yeah, now you better whoever you were during the recruiting process, because we both know this. And sometimes you got the coaches during the recruiting process, then you get here, it's like, wait a second,
He's different.
yeah, this guy's a little different. Yeah, now whoever you are, you better be the same way during the recruiting process that you're going to be once a young man or young woman gets to campus.
Yeah. Kevin, man, it's been fun.
Man, it's always a blast.
We got to do it again. And we will do it again.
Cool.
And we'll do it with Ben McKee during football season, man. So like we talked about on Tuesday, we're going to make it happen. We're going to have you a part of what we do moving forward. And, man, glad that you were able to fill in for Ben this week. I had a blast. I know our listeners had a blast. And, man, wish we can go a little bit longer. But, man, it is that time. It is that time. And Tuesday, we'll be back bright and early at 8 a.m. If you missed any part of the show, go check out the podcast. We will post it. And apologize for the little glitch there with the internet. We'll have to find out what's up with Comcast on that one and what happened. But thank you to everybody for patiently waiting and rocking with us when we got back. So thank you, and hope you have a great weekend. For Kevin Simon, I am Jason Swain. The Swain Event, fueled by Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Let them take care of you this weekend. On Fridays, that's the best time to go out to eat. You're tired. You don't want to wash some dishes. Go out to eat. Go to Dead End Barbecue, top 100 barbecue restaurant in America. Peace and much love. We are out.